Hey, what's up, guys? My name is Joey Thomas, entrepreneur and small business educator here at 17 Hats. We're back with another fantastic video for you guys, and today we're talking about your brand personality. Now, let me ask you a question. Who are you? Now, I know that's a loaded question, but it's an important one. Now, today we're talking about personalities, right? What personality do you want your business to have? Now, let's dive into that a little bit. If you hang out with us just for a few minutes, I promise this will help you become a little bit more desirable and authentic with your clients. Now, when we talk about your brand, there are two distinct areas we have to consider. One is brand identity. We've all heard that before, right? When we start a business, we read a bunch about brand identity, we do our research, we know what that is. The identity of a brand is associated with the logo, the colors, the design, the typography used in your website or your marketing materials. That's pretty straightforward. Secondly, but equally important, if not more important, is your brand messaging. So the message of the brand actually comes through in a variety of areas like taglines, the buzzwords, the value you want to give to your client, right? But there is an element of brand messaging that can make your brand uniquely yours. And that's what we want to talk about today. It's your personality and voice. So let me start off by just asking you a few questions. Is your brand unique? Is it memorable? Does it represent you and your values? Does it sound like you? Do you know who you're trying to attract? I know these are a lot of questions, but it's important to think about all of this because, see, brand personality refers to the human characteristics and emotions and attributes that are embodied by your company, right? This drives the like, know, and trust factor that goes a long way in making a sale and converting a curious client. Now, have you ever walked into a conference or a party where you just didn't know people? Well, I know I have. I walk in a little nervous and I have no clue if the people there are going to be friendly, if they're going to be easy to talk to, or if they're going to be interested in anything I have to say. Right? So I walk into this event, but I'll tell you when it all changes for me, that nervousness goes away. The event becomes a blast when you find like-minded people, when you can kick back and vibe with new people and you meet people that like what you like, connect with you, laugh with you, and potentially you make some new friends. Now, you begin to like, know, and trust these people because of the connection you made. They started off as strangers. You had no idea what you were walking into. It's a conference in a new state or a new bar or a party of a friend. But you begin to like, know, and trust these people because of connections, right? So now let's think about your potential clients when they first see you on social media or when they first experience you on your website. What about when they first come in contact with you over the phone or over Zoom or even in person? See, in the same way that we felt that nervousness when we enter a new environment, your potential clients are also most likely feeling the same things before interacting with you. So what can we do, right? We don't want them to feel that way. We don't want them to put up a wall between us, right? So what can we do? So first of all, we have done the work in knowing our target audience, right? You have probably done client avatar worksheets, you've read about it. Now, we have a target audience and we know who we want to speak to. We've done that work, but now we got to go a little deeper. See, most likely, the personality of our target audience already resonates with you as a person. They are suited for what you offer and the kind of people that you like to relate to. And, I know for me that's the case. No matter what business I'm running, my target audience, they're people that I can connect with, I can resonate with, so I can be very natural with them. So now the question is, although we know who we are talking to, how do we speak to them? See, the best way to be authentic is to be yourself. Now, that's easier said than done, right? Like, what does that even mean? Oh, don't worry about it. Just be yourself. We have no clue what that means a lot of times. So let's dive into that a little bit. Now, I don't want you to mimic another brand if you're not able to convey that same vibe with your client. We do that a lot, right? We do our research and we find different brands and we look at what they're saying and how they're saying it and what their vibe is, and we try to make that come to life, but sometimes it just doesn't work. Now, I know one of the ways that I like to connect with my client and really try to be authentic is I automate a video message at key points in my client's journey. And I use 17 Hats for that. It actually allows me to remind my clients who I am and lets them get a sense of my personality. And even if we can't talk on the phone or see each other in person. So because I can automate that through 17 Hats, it gives me more opportunities to really show what I'm about. And I infuse those videos with the same energy, that's the same smiles and sincerity I use in my websites, my emails, my phone calls, and even in my in-person meetings, right? So with that said, let's get back to that first question. Who are you? So let's just say you're a very positive, lighthearted, kind and caring personality. You speak with a really soft tone. You always have a smile on your face. You're gentle. You're always confident, honest, and helpful. I may have just described you. Now, what happens if you are all of those things and you just blindly copy the personality of another brand? So let's pick a brand. Let's say Harley Davidson, right? Harley Davidson's brand personality, it's rugged. They use gritty language. It's a little bit kind of a rough tone of their voice, but it's all perfectly suited to the audience and the personality of their product. Now, do you just go to Harley Davidson if you're a person that's lighthearted and positive and kind and caring, you have a soft tone and you always smile? Are you going to use Harley Davidson's tone and personality? No, you're not, right? And you don't just copy it because it won't sound like you, won't sound like it's coming from you. And there's going to be a disconnect when people meet you in person. You might have this rough and, brazen kind of personality online, and they meet you in person. You're like, this doesn't seem like the same person. There's a disconnect. But now let's look at another brand and see if this sounds more like you, right? If we're doing our brand research, let's research the kind of people that have the same target audience that we do, and then see if that tone and that personality matches who we are. So let's look at Dove. Dove, the soap brand, or that's how I say it. They have lotions and all kinds of stuff, but Dove. And Dove has this personality in their tone. It's pure, it's simple. They're always positive, confident, very encouraging. The commercials are very calm, right? And so when you look at that brand and how they speak to their clients, it fits you better. So Dove would be a better brand to study if you wanted to study how you would speak to your client. And these are just some ways, we do that, right? We will get online or we'll read some books or we'll listen to podcasts and we'll try to look at other brands. And if we're going to do that, let's just find people who are also speaking to a similar target audience. Now, here are a few tips to make sure your clients know exactly who you are. So number one, first and foremost, and we've mentioned this already, you really have to know your audience. Know them well. Know their likes, their dislikes, their pain points. Know their problems and what they're coming for, right? And even know how they communicate. How do they speak on social media? If they were to pick up a phone and call you, how would they speak? If they called a professional doctor's office, what would their tone be? If they gave a presentation, how would they dress? What would they do? Know their demeanor and their temperament, their values, right? So now that you know who you're speaking to, number two, you want to choose elements of your own personality and really weave them into every touch point in your business. Are you funny? Are you a funny person? Do you always like to crack jokes? Now, I love to be lighthearted and funny. I'm always having people, laugh around me. So I do try to keep things lighthearted and smile a lot because I'll do that with my clients as well. Or are you serious? Are you calming? Do you have this peaceful kind of vibe about you? Or are you very energetic and always like go, go, go and loud and the center of attention? Right? Whatever it is, weave it into every part of your business, into every touch point, like your website, your marketing materials, social media content, videos, emails, phone calls, everywhere. See, because this humanizes your business and it gives your potential client a very clear picture of what to expect when they actually meet you in person, or what to expect in the personality of how you might communicate with them in a challenge. So they first start off by actually needing your service. They need a problem to be solved. So they were looking for someone to solve that problem. But now that you've infused your personality, now they want you to be the one to solve their problem. That's the shift that happens when you infuse your own personal personality. And number 3, be consistent. Now, whether you are responding to a lead or delivering a final product, it is key to be consistent. Now, this will create a sense of clarity for your client, and it makes for much better referrals. Because when you are consistent, when your personality is consistent, if you're like a funny person all the way through, guess what they're going to tell a friend? They're going to say, this person is so funny, you're going to enjoy being around them. Or if you're just a very caring, empathetic person who's always, there to lend a hand or connected with them, that's what they're going to tell someone. So it creates a clarity around you as a person, and it helps people spread the word better. And so that consistency really helps. Think of your brand personality when dealing with challenges, because it is easy to change, kind of have a different way of approaching things when something is challenging. When you're met with opposition, if you have an objection or someone is unhappy, it's easy to change our personality and maybe get a little defensive or get a little angry or irritated. So keep that in mind. Consistency is important even when you face challenges, okay? Now, the better your client understands you and sees you in all the elements and all the touch points and all the stages of your business, the more they're going to trust you. People really do resonate with businesses that have a sense of humanity to them. They don't want robots, and they don't want purely scripted transactions. They want to know that the person they see online, on social media, and the person that was over the phone, it creates trust, right? Because of that authenticity, people will connect. So in the end today, guys, I just want you to remember personality really is a great way to show how authentic and sincere you are as a business owner. Use that to the best of your ability. Look through your business and see where you can infuse more of yourself, more of who you naturally are, and then everything from converting leads to sales to providing the service at any point in your business will become more natural, and it will become easy. Hopefully that is something you guys can use immediately in your business. Take a look at everything that you're doing, infuse some personality, and I promise that it will help people connect at a much, much deeper level. Now, guys, if you love these videos, like this video and subscribe to our channel. We'll be having a lot more of these videos to just help you guys out. I will see you next time.